Welcome to our first day out in the district of Paphos. We're starting at the northeast corner at the village of Pomos and heading down the coast to Limni. We will visit a quaint harbor, dragon's caves, miles of beach, a painted church, ancient monastery ruins, and a 3,000-year-old mine. Jump in and come along for the ride. The village of Pomos is on a spit of land jutting out into the Mediterranean, pointing toward Turkey, about 60 kilometers away. On a clear day, we can see the snow on the distant mountains. From here, we follow the north coast to the Akamas Peninsula. The meaning of the name Pomos is not certain. The Greek meaning of Pomos is altar. Some researchers believe there was a temple here, probably for the goddess Aphrodite. The area does have a history that goes back to prehistoric times. A 5,000-year-old sculpture known as the Idol of Pomos was found near the village and is now on display in the museum in Nicosia. As a symbol of fertility, the statue of a woman has her arms stretched out and an amulet around her neck. This common symbol, found all over the island, was printed on the Cyprus version of the euro coins. This beautiful village, in its isolated corner of Cyprus, offers us one of the most peaceful places to enjoy the laid-back life of Cyprus. The coarse sand beach stretches for a kilometer around the point. It also includes a small harbor for commercial fish boats and recreational uses. The pine-covered mountains rise nearly directly from the sea. The overall effect of the blue sea, fish boats, quiet beach, quaint village, and mountains make it one of the most awe-inspiring places in Cyprus. A half a kilometer east from the harbor, we found the Dragon's Cave. Stairs on the road got us down to the beach and the cave. Waves over the centuries have carved out this interesting formation. Legend has it that the dragon who lived here protected the village from sea raiders. As we were close, we decided to explore the well-known Greek Orthodox Church of St. Raphael in Paphos, even though it is just over the border in the Nicosia district. Situated on a promontory overlooking the sea, this temple is a popular pilgrimage site because of the miracle cures attributed to the saint. The inside walls and ceilings are beautifully painted, along with many icons and chandeliers. Driving back to Paphos, we stopped at the Canali Fish Restaurant near the harbor. The friendly staff served us lovely fresh fish at very reasonable prices. After lunch, heading southwest along the coast, we discovered some small coves, quiet little beaches, and picturesque rock outcroppings. For those of us that like to swim or snorkel in these clear waters, there are great places to stop for a few hours and enjoy the sea and the beach. A little further along at the village of Ayia Marina Chryseleousa, the mountains drop off to a fertile plain covered with fields and orchards. On the seaside, we are enchanted by the kilometers of almost deserted sandy beach. This lovely area attracts both foreign and native vacationers, and there's been a rapid growth in holiday homes. A couple of kilometers along from Santa Maria and before Argaka, we turn towards the mountains at a road marked Gialia. Gailia was a Turkish Cypriot village of shepherds and farmers until the 1974 conflict, when most had to flee to the north. We quickly left the plains and the sea and entered the Gailia River Valley. Staying on the main road on the left side of the river, we came to the small village. In the middle of Gailia is a watermill which was restored with help from the EU. The second watermill is not in great shape and has been left as it is. The village and area is very pretty with pine trees and a nature trail. The main attraction is another 5 kilometers beyond Gailia. We followed the rough track to the remains of the Georgian monastery dedicated to the Virgin Mary. The monks came from the country of Georgia and built the monastery about 1,000 years ago. All written records disappeared after the 14th century. It was believed the monastery was very wealthy in its day, and sometime in the 16th century, the remains were plundered and destroyed. It was identified by a Georgian scholar based on medieval accounts. In 2006, with the blessing of the Georgian Orthodox Church, the director of the Cypriot Department of Antiquities commissioned an expedition to Gialia Monastery to carry out archaeological studies. Presently, there's been a roof erected over it to protect the ruins from further deterioration. More studies have been proposed. The side trip gave us a better understanding of Cyprus in the Middle Ages. Back to the beach and on down the coast. Taking the road into the village of Argaka, we found a bronze statue of a woman and child by Paphos-born artist Ayia Marina. This statue is dedicated to the rural working mothers of the area. It is also a legacy to Christofi Karamanis, who worked in the fields with his wife. She was killed in a road accident, leaving 5 children for her husband to raise. Farm wives are still the very heart of the Cypriot agricultural communities. The beach along the stretch of road is very important to the survival of 2 species of sea turtles. In the eastern Mediterranean, the loggerhead and green turtles were overfished for soup and meat. By 1970, they had become endangered species. The mature female turtles need a warm sandy beach to dig a nest and lay her eggs. The long stretch of beach along the coast offers one of the best places for turtles. Conservation effects have managed to protect some of the beaches, but much has been lost to tourist development. More about this when we get to Lower Beach. Along the road from Gailia to Pomos are many new holiday developments and some good restaurants. It is becoming more popular all the time, but still offers a great place to enjoy the sea and an almost deserted endless beach. Cyprus gets its name from the Latin word for copper, which has been mined here for thousands of years and made it one of the richest kingdoms in the Greek and Roman empires. Just after Argaka, we find the refurbished Limni Pier, which runs out into the bay. This now is a popular place for fishing and swimming. The old pier was used to load copper ore coming from the Limni mine until it was finally shut down in 1979. The mine had been producing copper for nearly 3,000 years. Only a couple of kilometers off the main road, it is worth a look. The open pit looks like a moonscape where nothing grows. There has been talk of converting the area into a large golf course. Now on to the pretty town of Pomos. I hope you've enjoyed our day out along the coast. If you're in the area, try it for yourself. If you find anything I've missed, please add it to the comments below. I'd really appreciate it if you press the like button. And if you press the subscribe button, you'll be notified when the next chapter comes out. I hope you enjoyed today's trip.